Let's connect it up, stream it up, make sure we're good there. All right, so let's see, wait for everybody to join here. So today is August 19th, and we're doing a live stream for The Walking Dead Season 9, Fear the Walking Dead Season 4. We've got a bunch of things to talk about this live stream, so if you want to contribute to the top chat, live chat, super chats are always welcome. Appreciate you for joining me this Sunday. Thank you all for taking the time. Appreciate it. Welcome. Thank you all for joining me. Afternoon, morning, nighttime, wherever you're watching this on there. I know people watch it from all over, and that's pretty cool. That's one of the things that I really enjoy is connecting with all of you guys from all over the United States and the world. I'm in Florida, so right now it's going to be 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, but wherever you're joining me, hopefully you're enjoying your Sunday. I like the idea of talking about The Walking Dead, even though it is 2 months away for The Walking Dead Season 9. Fear the Walking Dead is tonight, and I am not one of the people that have the AMC Premiere subscription. I know that some people are, and they watched episode 410. Some people didn't really like it. A lot of people didn't like it. Some people did, but I'm just one of those people that watch it on Sunday and talk about it and just make videos and discussion topics about it. I'm actually more excited about the codes for the Walking Dead rewards program than anything, because if you just watch the episode of Fear the Walking Dead, and then if you go to the website, you can get points for them. Hopefully you have already done that, and you will continue to do that and get your points every Sunday. And I think Monday or Tuesday they come out with the other things you can watch. I'm excited for The Walking Dead. We got some spoiler news, so if you're watching this on the replay, spoiler warning, obviously. I gotta put that spoiler warning every time because people get mad when we talk about spoilers, but if people ask questions, we just answer them. So if you're worried about spoilers, I don't want to ruin anything for you. And there's a lot of news been going around, and this happens every year, really throughout filming. This past season, season 8, there wasn't that much spoilers for certain times, and then it exploded, and then spoilers, and then a lull, and then more. I feel like there's been way more spoilers this season of season 9 than past seasons for sure. Stuff's been going around about Andy Lincoln and Lauren Cohan, and then the latest stuff about Aaron and Jesus, and we'll talk about all that stuff for sure. But I read a little bit about the episode tonight of Fear the Walking Dead, and some people told me it's kind of really all about Alicia and Charlie. And I'm not the biggest fan of Charlie and the idea of Charlie being on the show, just because I don't want this extra drama with people's interactions and the dynamic of Charlie. Should we keep her around? Should we kill her? Should we let her go off on her own? Should we help her? She killed Nick. That's not going to build any confidence to help this character to go forward for it. I just don't want the character around, and if they're going to keep her, they're not going to kill Charlie. That would be terrible. I mean, I don't know, what is she, 11 years old on the show or whatever? So whatever she is, she'll probably stick around for a long time, and it's going to be pretty annoying. Tudor, quick Q&A, Brian. You think that Jesus is a misunderstanding since he could get the comic part when Aaron gets stabbed by Beta and later saved? I don't know. I mean, the spoiler sites that broke the information had faith in the information that they were telling us. So I think that they got reports that he dies from sources that they get. I don't know who their sources are, and there's a point to not know them, and that's probably the best idea, is that we don't know who they actually are. But they've been pretty spot on since we've been reporting them since season 6. So I think that the Spoiling Dead fans talk about Aaron, that he loses a hand or an arm or whatever part of his, we don't know if it's left or right, but I believe Aaron is the new look Rick, the new season 9 Rick for Beyond as well. Aaron doesn't need to be in every episode, so you can have him without a hand, without an arm, and have that and not break the budget. Rick was in really, 16 episodes. He's probably in 13 episodes of the 16, maybe more, maybe a little less. Aaron's definitely not going to be that, so he can lose a hand. I think Jesus dies just because they're saying it is, but I don't know why that's happening. Is it character driven? Is it stupid? Is it just the actor wants to leave? Is it money? Is it, I don't know. I have no idea why that would happen, because it doesn't make sense to me why he would leave. I agree, Tudor, that Jesus, the situation, he's the lame character from season 8. Season 6, he was pretty cool. He was right around. He kind of did some counterparts. He beats up Abraham and Michonne in the comic and not Rick and Daryl. But that was a cool little twist. There's going to be these little remixes. There's going to be these little things that come and change, but it's the same kind of storyline, story character driven thing. And he beats up Daryl, and they fight, and he gets knocked out, and then it's brought back to Alexandria. And then they introduce Hilltop, and it was kind of cool. Then when they went to the satellite post, he was pretty awesome. He had the 2 guns and the bandana covering over his face, and it was like, wow, this guy's pretty awesome. Then he didn't really do much, and then he kind of didn't really do much. And then in season 7, he kind of protected the Hilltop with a couple things, but overall, he didn't really do much. And then him and Morgan, that whole dynamic was just stupid. And then we didn't really see him for a while. And then he's back, and is supposedly going to die this season. It's just kind of crazy that the comic story arc is not really what it is. He fights Negan. He kind of takes Negan hostage a little bit with the attack on Alexandria. He smacks grenades around. He does a lot of things. He does a lot of fighting and a lot of action there too. And maybe we'll get that. Hopefully we'll still get that. But if he goes out, I don't think a lot of people care that if the character goes. It doesn't really matter, It makes one of those things where we're going to lose other characters potentially and most likely that no one's really going to care that character is gone if Rick dies. If Rick dies in episode 5, be like, I don't care that character is gone. I don't care that these things happen and they're gone. It's just interesting, right? But we'll see what the plan is, what the action, how it's actually done, because there's just so many theories and so many talks and so many things where it's like, what's going to actually happen? Is it going to be that Lauren Cohan is actually done with the show just like Andrew Lincoln? And I read a little bit of an article yesterday that Andrew Lincoln is most likely not coming back to the show ever, let alone this season. Maybe we see a flashback glimpse of him. Maybe he films one little part in one episode and then flies back to London with his family. But the rumor and the look and the feel of everything is that Andrew Lincoln is done, that we're not going to see him anymore. And that's going to be crazy to see that, because I was watching a couple episodes. I watched episode 609 the other day, and I just put it on. I was like, I want to watch it, see what it's like. Because to me, episode 609 is my favorite episode of the series. And even when I watch it, that it's still kind of cheesy, still kind of crazy. But I love the action. I love how it connects everything from the start with the saviors blocking the road the way they did. It's just comical. Sam, how he's getting bit and this and that, it's just kind of weird. And then Ron has the gun and how he actually hits Carl with the eye thing. It's just like, man, it was just crazy, action-packed, good stuff. But if you think about it, it's really, really kind of crazy and a little cheesy how it was done. But the wolf and everything with the Morgan and everything, it was just great. I like the idea of them captivating that story again somehow and maybe able to have that action where everybody comes together. And because that's what the whole dynamic of that was. That Rick and his group were against Alexandria. And that was the defining moment where everybody came together. Is that what's going to happen here in season 9? You have so many communities: Alexandria, Kingdom, Hilltop, Oceanside, Saviors. That's a lot of heads, a lot of people butting heads to think about what is right, what is wrong, what to do with it. Daryl probably wants to get rid of all the Saviors. There's probably some good Saviors, but not all of them are good, that's for sure. But what's going to be the driving force to bring everyone together? It's probably Rick dying. I think that would make the most sense for it. So, great question, my gentle pit bull. Can The Walking Dead survive without Rick? Define survive. Continue on, make episodes, have a couple more seasons? Most likely, yes. Will it have the same ratings? Probably not. Probably season 9 is going to do really well up until the point when it happens around the middle to the, towards the end of season 9, episode 905, 906 maybe. People want to know what's going to happen. People are going to say, I'm going to stop watching. Well, they're going to watch. That's what's going to happen. There's no way that people aren't going to want to know what's happening. So, Ryan, let me see what you wrote. How do you think season 9, episode 8 will end up in season 9, episode 16? So, I don't know. I would think that they have to have a big reveal of probably Alpha in episode 908. Probably the start of the war would be episode 916. I just would think that the Whisper War would be season 10, maybe season 11. Not sure how stuff's going to break down. Season 9 seems to jump around a little bit or a lot with time. A lot of stuff going around with time jumps, jumping around with the comic issue 140 this, 130 that, 133, 130 this, 127 here. Just stuff's going to be happening kind of out of order from the comics. So I'm just not sure what they're going to do. I doubt they're going to connect with Commonwealth and they're going to bring that storyline to here. It just doesn't make sense to have that whole big thing. I think Negan, Daryl is going to be the future of the show, the saviors, Carol. If Ezekiel lives, if Rosita lives, how are they going to do that? Who's going to run the Hilltop? Oceanside's involvement. A lot of things, a lot of twists, a lot of remixes. How can it actually go on? Not sure how we can define if it succeeds or not, but I think it's going to continue on, and I'm going to watch, that's for sure. Tutor Q&A. No Morgan on the next episode? I don't think so. What I've read from the Q&A from the Spoiling Dead fans is that it's basically Alicia and Charlie's episode. Maybe we get Morgan at the end to set up for the following episode, but some people say it's a forced episode between Charlie and Alicia, braving the storm inside and talking in there too. So if it's a whole hour of just Charlie and Alicia, I can probably say right now that I think the episode's already stupid. On paper, not a big fan of Charlie. Not a big fan of, that whole dynamic of keeping the character around and everything there too. Kat, what do you think about the Lydia cast? I think that it's cool, but if you're just going to do the Lydia Carl story without Carl, why did you get rid of Carl? Why are you going to make Henry be the new Carl? It's going to feel forced. It's going to feel weird. It's going to feel things. And the people that don't read the comics, maybe they're not going to care. Or maybe they will. It's hard to see how they actually portray it on television. But I think, and I will always think until Chandler Riggs tells me no in 100% on the lie detector, telling me exactly what it is, that, or I guess Scott Gimple did not kill off Carl besides contract monetary reasons. Because what's the point of getting rid of Carl if you're having Carl's storyline continue on there? What's the point of that, of forcing Henry down our throats, the new Carl 2.0, when we had a perfectly good Carl 1.0? You don't need to reboot, redo, reshuffle, remix a new character on there too. We don't need a new version of a character like that. Chandler Riggs and Carl were fine. I think it came down to money and monetary issues, because if you think about it, Chandler Riggs has been on the episode or the season since season 1. And I think that he was been there since season 1 to season 8, and he was coming up on his 18th birthday at the time. And then when they were filming it, by that time, you probably wanted a pay raise, a bump, a huge bump in pay. I don't know how much he was making beforehand, and now that he's going to be 18, it would probably be a different pay grade, pay raise, pay whatever for Chandler Riggs. Maybe he wanted too much money, and he was like, all right, you want too much money, you don't like what we're doing? Gone. See you later. Everyone can be replaced. See you later. No one's bigger than the mothership of The Walking Dead. I don't know. That's just my theory. That's just my thing on there too. So, John Wick, great name. How would you like Rick to die in the comics? I don't know. I kind of don't want him to die in the comics now, because if he's going to die on the show, I don't want him to die in the comics, because I want him to live on. him and Carl can live on in the comic form at one point on there as well. So Rockstar RGS, Brian, I forgot to tell you a while ago, we're actually kind of sad how Rick will die in season 3. He told Carl, your dad's head went up on a pike real soon. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see that happening. I don't think Rick's head's going to be on there. I know a lot of people think that's going to happen because of the Whisperer story arc and everything, but I just don't see that happening on there too. Brian, Fear had below 2 million viewers on the last episode. They screwed up. Yeah, I don't think Fear is doing the right thing at all with the show. I didn't know who the actress was, but she did an interview with comicbook.com and said that the series died in season 3 for Fear. And I kind of agree because season 4 has no connection with the prior seasons whatsoever. That's like the crappiest way to have your fans like what you do. It's like if I wrote a book and I made you read this book, well, I don't make you, but if you enjoyed reading my books and I write a book, the next book has no connection with the storyline of all those things, but we have a couple of the characters left and a couple of the main characters die and a couple of things happen here. You're going to be like, this sucks. Like, I don't want to invest my time. What did I read all these books for if there's no payoff and connection with the characters that I invested my time, energy, and effort in? To me, I wouldn't want any part of that, and I would never do that in my book series or anything that I have here. It's just kind of crazy to think that that's the direction they went with it. They're forcing Morgan down our throats just to bring him back. He wants to come back now. So we had half a season of Morgan getting wounded and being with Nick and doing this and being involved with that to go back to Alexandria. To go back to what it was. I mean, I don't know. I just don't get it. I'll never get it. I'll never understand. And it's just funny to think, like, okay, so you start your own series, right? You have Rick Grimes and you have this and you do all that other stuff. And you're like, you know what? AMC wants another thing. They want another story on there too. So let's come up with anything we're going to do. Let's have this dysfunctional family that we're going to follow. But by season 4, we're not going to care about them whatsoever. It's just ridiculous on there. So let's see what we got for questions. People are blowing up the chat. Sorry about that. Big Sex, do you think the cast is just getting tired of acting on The Walking Dead? Is that why they are leaving? I don't know. There's been reports that Maggie, Lauren Cohan, says something about her comfortability and comfort level. I think also the fact that Chandler Riggs was killed off hurt a lot of people. Hurt a lot of people for the storyline. They didn't agree with it. The cast and the crew were like, this is just stupid. This doesn't make sense. So there's no way to tell, but I highly doubt that if Chandler Riggs, Carl Grimes was still on the show, we would not be having these problems of season 9, of Andrew Lincoln leaving and Lauren Cohan leaving and this happening and that happening. It just, I don't think it would be happening. It just doesn't make sense to me that everyone's this happy, big-go-lucky family, and it's got to be stuff behind the scenes. It's got to be stuff behind the scenes with Gimple and Kirkman and the writers and whoever's pulling the strings and making the right things. So to me, Gimple has the most power of it, so I would assume he has something to do there as well. So let's see, John Wick. Do you see TV show Negan becoming a more relevant character or less relevant in the future? I think more relevant because they're going to, which was terrible. That I think Negan's going to have more story, more connection with the Whispers and Alexandria and everything there. But Negan and the Saviors are arguably the worst thing that has ever happened to The Walking Dead. Season 6 to me was the best season, followed by Season 7, which to me is the worst season. How does that happen? It's just terrible. I just don't understand it. Just really dumb. Ryan McCabe, when do you think Beta will be introduced? I think, Ryan, Beta will be introduced most likely in the second half of Season 9. Probably no word on episode 909 that they're filming now. They just started filming on Monday. So no word on Beta. I would think probably maybe the middle of season 9, the back half. So maybe episode 13, 14. I think that would be a good time introduction of him. Unless they're going to draw that out to be the finale and see what happens there. So I don't know. It's just kind of thing. Because I think Beta needs to be an awesome casting. It's not going to solve anything. It's not going to rebuild the show. It's not going to redo the show. It's not going to take the fact that Andrew Lincoln's probably gone. But Beta needs to be pretty awesome on there too. I want to see that what happens with the future of it. I just hope the show doesn't go downhill. And a lot of people are saying a lot of things. That Andrew Lincoln could come back, and it was 6 episodes, and Lauren Cohan and Maggie is open-ended, and she could come back. And Ezekiel's like, I was reading the script, and I found out that Rick's going to happen this, but then the show must go on, and I've been reading, and I'm excited about it. Well, come on, is that just filler, or are you excited there, Kari Payton? Are you just trying to sell it because you want to keep making money and keep making episodes and keep making shows? I'm not sure. It comes down to money. It comes down to business decisions. It comes down to a lot of things. But hopefully the quality and the content doesn't suffer. That's for sure. Tudor, you think in episode 9, Michonne, Daryl, Jesus, and Eugene are chasing Negan into the woods. He's stealing Daryl's bike. Then he's making contact with Alpha and Beta at the camp. I don't know. That's a good way to put it because I know that you probably saw the video and read, or you just checked the Spoiling Dead fans and read the thing about Negan being on the motorcycle driving up and down. He might have just been goofing around. And again, we don't know who was actually filming. Eugene didn't look to be filming. Josh McDermott did not look to be filming. He did not look like the Eugene that we know. He was kind of at catering when they saw him. Michonne looked to be in regular clothes. She might not have been filming either. We didn't see her with her dreadlock wig on or anything. We just saw her in regular attire. Didn't see Daryl, but we saw Jesus. And that's the big thing where I'm interested to know why he was there, how he was there, if the word is true. Because when they filmed Carl Grimes' death scene or final scenes, they filmed that first. And then they kept filming him for other parts. So they could do that with Jesus too. But you clearly see the shot of him going to the van. He's in all black, and so he looks to be filming. I'm not sure if his hair was in a bun or not with his long hair, but I don't know if they filmed it that way or he could still be there. But I want to know what's up with Negan, because in that report it says Negan's in the woods, and they're sticking to the comics in there too. And if you know the comics, you know what Negan does in the woods, and it's pretty big on there too. So, Alex, yeah, I don't think Dwight will be Beta, and I think that would be the stupidest thing ever. Just like it was so stupid for people to think that Alpha would not be a separate character, because Alpha is the next villain after Negan, and you really want Jadis or Madison or Alicia to be Alpha? Get out of here with that. That just makes no sense. Alpha needs to be Alpha, and from what I hear, the actress is great. So we'll see what happens if it's great, because Alpha needs to be cool. Alpha needs to be a good character, a bad character, a captivating character that draws you in, and definitely so does Beta. Lydia's got to be something that draws people in too. Are they trying to bring back viewers by having Lydia and Henry and Enid? And, you know, it would have been kind of cool to have Enid be the reverse Carl and Lydia be a boy, not named Lydia, of course, but be a boy, and you would have done the opposite way. Enid be the Carl storyline of that. It would have been interesting. I think that would have been a good way to do it. Maybe that was on the table, but I'm not sure if it made sense for the writers, because you know the writers are going to go a lot on the comic. It's just easy to do. Big comic moments need to happen. They have remixes of a character. A character gets another character death. But I don't know. It's just one of those things where the future of the show is in jeopardy, more so now than ever, especially with the main character is gone. And we have a lot of questions. They have a lot of answers, but also a lot of questions too. I think it would make sense for big things to happen. I don't know if I want to see the head on the pikes because that would be terrible and great at the same time. But if they did, I think you would have a little bit of people of each community. You have some Hilltop, some Saviors, some Alexandrians, some Oceansiders, some Kingdomers. I think that would make sense too. So, John Wick, how would you describe the Whisper arc in less than 3 words? Why would I have to describe it in less than 3 words? That doesn't make sense. I don't have to do anything in less than 3 words. But the Whisper arc is a great war, and then people got pissed how it ended. But overall, I thought the Whisperer story arc was pretty cool. We'll see if they beef it up a little bit. They need to do a lot with the Whisperers in this. I know Nicotero and his crew are pretty cool. I saw a picture somewhere that some people don't want. What's up, Red Elastic 98? I don't know if... I saw a picture in a group that the people don't want the pictures released. So I didn't take them and release them on there too. And I honor that. I didn't take the pictures, so if there's a picture there, I'm not trying to mess with somebody there. But there's pretty much a picture of a Whisperer coming up, and we're going to see that for sure. We're going to see the pictures and more cast, more people coming up. So I want to see what happens with the Whisperers. We'll probably see them in episode 905, 906, 907, 908, 909 in the back half. They'll probably definitely be involved with it. I just don't know who's going to run Hilltop. That's a big thing. I don't think that the Hilltop is going to be run very well if Maggie's not there. I would love Cal to be it, though. Like, I would just love Cal or Eduardo to be the new people. I don't know what's up with John Wick over here spamming the channel, guys. So thank you guys for joining me this Sunday, August 19th, 2018. I'm excited for August to be over with. I'm ready for September. I'm ready for football, college football, pro football, and I'm ready to go for October. October is going to be really awesome because of all the big things with The Walking Dead coming back October 7th. And then I got some birthdays in my family coming up, and then the convention in Atlanta. Hopefully you guys will be there at Walker Stalker Atlanta. I will be there. I'll probably just be at the convention on Sunday because my happy birthday, Kat. Very, very cool. Birthday tomorrow. I'm excited to be in Georgia in October because it's cooler, it's fun, surrounded by Walking Dead family and friends, and it's awesome. We're also going to be doing, my dad and my wife are going to be doing the Atlanta movie tours on that Saturday because I talked to my dad, and he's like, yeah, what do you want to do when we're there? He's like, see if we can do another tour. And I'm like, we can't do a tour. We're not going to be in Sonoy, whatever, on there too. But they do have Atlanta movie tours in downtown Atlanta from there, and we're staying in a hotel in downtown Atlanta. So that would be pretty cool. We can do a tour there on Saturday, and then we're probably going to go to the aquarium. And then we'll be at the convention all day Sunday. I'm not sure what's going to happen with the panels on Sunday because one of the best things about the panel on Sunday, or the panels, there's more than one on Sunday, of the Walker Stalker convention is because Andrew Lincoln will be doing that. Because The Walking Dead is Rick Grimes to a lot of people, and Andrew Lincoln doesn't do a lot of conventions. I know a lot of people get pissed that he doesn't even do the London one, he doesn't want to do this. So, not a big fan of if he's not going to do that panel, because that was one of the best things on there too. Hey, Zeta from Camden, New Jersey. Very cool. I know exactly where that is. My father's actually from Camden, New Jersey. So pretty awesome stuff. But I'm excited for the rest of this year, guys. We got a lot of big plans, a lot of big things coming up. I've been watching some stuff on there too. I just wish Fear the Walking Dead was captivating. The mid-season premiere was kind of lackluster for building for this season and beyond. I just don't know why the Fear the Walking Dead just can't replicate anything that captivating on the show between everything. I like the idea. I like the idea of the weather. Some people thought it was pretty cheesy. Some of it was cheesy, but I like the idea of having a storm in the environment that should connect. It should. I would really love for them to be adding snow at some point of it. I think that would draw a lot of people into it. Also, if you follow the AMC Walking Dead YouTube channel, you can check out the Red Machete video, the video clip. I think it's like 15 minutes long, and it's all together. I know there was like episode 1 or part 1 and part 2, and then they have one that it's all together on there. And that's pretty cool. It's actually pretty cool. It's a nice, cool thing. The Red Machete. I think it got nominated for an Emmy or something, so hopefully they can finally win one of those. pretty awesome stuff. And I know I get a lot of questions about season 9. And I think it's going to be a good season overall. I just hope they don't do anything like season 7 ever again. I hope they replicate season 4, 5, and 6 some ways. I know that's the plan. I know they want to do some things there too. And season 4 was pretty good. The flu epidemic was a little too long, or the virus thing was pretty ridiculous on there too. So I know that The Walking Dead it means a lot to me, and a lot of people in the community feel of it too. So I know that a lot of people want the show to be good, and I do. I want the show to be good, great, good content. I want Fear the Walking Dead to be great. I want it to all connect. I just want it to be things that make sense. I like the idea of The Walking Dead just getting back to the way it was. Is it that much to ask for? Maybe it's because Negan and the Saviors and all this other conflict brought apart it. I'm not sure if it's ever going to be The Walking Dead that we know. And that's okay, but it isn't okay at the same time. I don't want it to be a watered-down version for them just to be making content just to make videos and make episodes that we watch, because the show was so captivating and it was so awesome, and we didn't know what was going to happen. Terminus was a flop, but we were so excited about it. They finally got there, and then it was like, wah, wah, wah. We had like an episode of it, but it was a pretty awesome premiere with Carol blowing stuff up. And that was one of the reasons where people fell in love with, oh my God, we got enough of this, people here. I just don't like it when people spam the channel on here too, you know. That's just, not a big fan of people spamming anything on there as well. But The Walking Dead will be back here before you know it, guys. I've been trying to fill the void of it, and it's been hard to get The Walking Dead to be replaced. And it's tough over the summer when the shows and everything are less. But I want to know what you guys are watching to help fill the void on there too. Are you watching Netflix? Are you watching show? Are you watching this? Are you watching that? Are you watching a bunch of things? Because I don't know what there's to put on television. I watch a couple other shows like Animal Kingdom, and you know, there's not really any sports going on. But football will be here before you know it, and it'll be a lot of big things are going down. But The Walking Dead is back filming. The Walking Dead is not going to be any more breaks. They took their break in between the mid-season finale and the mid-season premiere. So that's done. Now they'll be filming from August until the middle of November. So if you're going to be in Sonoy, if you're going to be around there, you might see some filming. They film Monday through Friday, sometimes on Saturday, but rarely overtime. Not a big fan on there too. So yeah, I don't know. Thank you, but I don't know why people are saying happy birthday. That's not to me or this channel on there. My birthday's not for a couple months, and the birthday for the channel is back in January for this on there too. So, but I don't know. I'll take it. But either way, hopefully everyone's having a good time this Sunday. I'm excited. Yeah, I don't know if people are kind of getting crazy here on the chat, but thank you for taking the time this Sunday. Great point, Big Sexy. Better Call Saul. I didn't watch last week's episode, but I watched the premiere, and I like Better Call Saul. That's definitely a good one. I'll watch Fear the Walking Dead tonight. Don't really watch much on Mondays. I'm finishing up Westworld, and Westworld Season 2 is very, very different than Westworld Season 1. We got one more episode for the Westworld Season 2, and it's been crazy to think where that series has gone. And if you like the different show to watch, Westworld is definitely out there. It's definitely a little crazy on there too. So thanks. Thank you, Rank Monkey 82. Thank you for the support, and everyone in here. But thank you for subscribing to the channel. I appreciate it. I appreciate the support, and that means a lot to me as well. So yeah. Yeah, so we'll say happy birthday to Kat there. So her birthday is tomorrow. So all the happy birthdays should be to Kat, that's for sure. Shameless plug on there. Very cool. Ryan McCabe is in Ireland. It's 7 p.m. I have to wait until Monday morning. And that's got to be kind of crazy to think that you have to wait until Monday in other parts of the country, even though you're ahead of the time. And when that comes on, it'll already be Monday for the time jump when it was there, from Sunday night in the States when the episodes air, and it's already ahead of time for that. So it's kind of cool, but I think it's kind of sucks for it as well. And hopefully you guys get to watch The Talking Dead and specials on there, but I know more and more people are putting them online for it. But so I'm going to be in Atlanta, well, Sonoy, and then Atlanta in October. And I want to go to Sonoy to go and walk around Woodbury, well, where they filmed Woodbury, in Sonoy, downtown Sonoy, see the windmill, walk around a little bit, probably go to eat at Nick and Norman's again, maybe go into the Woodbury shop and a couple other things, and just enjoy Sonoy. Sonoy is one of those awesome little towns, little cities, and I like the idea of Georgia. I like the idea of moving to Georgia at some time in my life, maybe in 10 years or so, but I just feel like that area is pretty cool, and it's just a nice, low stress, low-key area in the world. I think that's pretty cool, and I like the idea of that being down the road, but just not now. Living in Florida, I mean, anywhere right now it's hot, you know. I went to the beach and stuff and got some video and some stuff I'm working on, but we went to the beach and saw the sunset, and it was actually nice. But it's just hot no matter where you go. In here it was like 90, felt like 96 or something with the humidity, and it's just it's just so humid in Florida. I'm not sure if it's humid in Georgia, but I'm sure it's hot, just like everywhere in the country. August is like the hottest month in anywhere. So I feel for the people filming, the cast and the crew filming in Georgia in the summer. When they film end of April, early May, June, July, August, September, it's hot. And people are wearing long sleeves and jackets. And you know, if you think about it too, like Negan's wearing a leather coat and people are wearing long jackets, like Jesus is wearing a beanie hat and long. It's just crazy to think that's where they film. It just got to suck for it. But I know they were filming in Alexandria the other day. I think they filmed in Alexandria on Friday. They were in the town of Woodbury, I think Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. But I believe they were filming in Alexandria maybe Thursday and Friday. No word on there for what it is. So the damn Savage Gamer, please shout me out, because watching over a year, my person to watch anymore. Yeah, so the damn Savage Gamer is his name. So shout out to there for sure. Yeah, no, it's a good point. I would sweat for the kind of money as well. Yeah, no, I would work for, 25% of what these actors are making. And I would do the same job, and I would do all that too, and they work from April to November, and they don't always have episodes, and they're always working there too. But hopefully, I know there's been a lot of pictures going around with Norman Reedus and Diane Kruger. And Diane Kruger, to me, definitely looks pregnant. And I'm not sure when she's due or when her due date is. If you follow me on Instagram at the PT channel, I had a picture of Diane Kruger, Norman Reedus, Greg Nicotero, and a couple other people walking. And she's definitely pregnant, and there's a bunch of pictures going around. She's got a belly, and she's got everything on there too. And she's still, she's all belly. She's just belly. She doesn't really have any, puffiness or swelling or, bigger body in her face or arms or anything. It's just in her stomach. And I'm just wondering when she's going to have her baby. I wonder if it's in October. That would be kind of crazy if Diane is having the baby in October, around the convention at the end of October. It's around that time, I would guess, based on a couple different things, but maybe it could be around there. But, Norman Reedus and Diane Kruger look to be having a baby this year in a couple months. And they'll probably, I know they bought a place together in New York, and so that's crazy to think that Norman Reedus is going to have a baby. Not sure if it's a boy or a girl. He just has a son, Mingus, who graduated from high school. Got to start all over. I could see it being a little girl. That would be cute if Norman has a little baby girl, and I just think that would be pretty cool. So I want to see that what the future of that is, and I hope it doesn't ruin Walker Stalker Atlanta for them, because that could be around that time. Big Sexy, is Rosita pregnant? I don't know. Well, the actress Kristen Serratos was pregnant in season 8. She had the baby, and or like season 7, season 8 into that, she had the baby, and then I'm not sure if Rosita, the character, is pregnant, but I can kind of see a little bump there, and I could see some time where it could happen. Time jump and another time jump, and Rosita could definitely be pregnant based on the comics, based on the storyline, and based on some pictures that are going around, and for sure. So, Ryan McCabe, Diane is Diane Kruger. It's Norman Reedus' actual real-life girlfriend in real life, not for the show or anything like that, too. They were in that movie Sky together, I believe. I didn't see that movie, but I believe that's where they met for that. And I guess they've been dating for a while now. And they were actually on the Walker Stalker cruise this past January, and we saw them in pictures. I didn't see them in person. I saw Norman in person, but I didn't see Diane Kruger. She was probably hiding on the boat somewhere for that, but that was kind of cool that they were there, and it's pretty interesting, too. So do you think that Norman looks as old as he really is? I don't think Norman looks old at all. It's hard to say. Well, if you see younger pictures of him, if you watch Boondock Saints and you watch Blade 2 and you watch this and you watch that, he looks like very young. He looks like a baby face. And to be almost 50 years old, I think he looks great. You know, he smokes and he probably is up all the time and doesn't take care of his body and doesn't sleep right, and he's all over the place traveling and everything. He's just hard on his body, but I think he looks pretty good for almost 50 years old for Norman Reedus, that's for sure. So hopefully you guys are checking out the other videos that we post, and as soon as we get videos posted up about The Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead, any content. So there's a lot of articles going around of stuff, and Norman Reedus, and Maggie, and I didn't see it, and I'm probably not going to see Mile 22. That movie came out this Friday, a couple days ago. I didn't see it. It doesn't look interesting to me, but I know Lauren Cohan probably is going to be doing more TV shows and movies, and we'll see what her future holds for that too. So. The Watchful and Harmonious subscriber, Bri, what does Andrew Lincoln have planned next movie or TV-wise? Not sure. I would think Andrew Lincoln is taking a break, and if he's going to film anything, he's going to film something in London. He's going to film probably, I doubt another TV show. That would be kind of crazy if he leaves the show and then jumps right into another TV show, because a TV show is way more involvement than a movie. The movie is probably a half of the time filming-wise, maybe 3-4 months versus 6 to 7 months. So I would assume if he'll do anything, it would probably be a movie, and it'll probably be closer to home on there. I think that makes sense. Do you think Rick's gun will stay? Or no, that's pretty good for someone or to use. I don't know. I think that Rick's gun and Rick's boots or something need to stay somewhere. I don't know if someone else will have that. It's very iconic. It's very iconic when you think Walking Dead. You think Rick's Colt Python's pistol. And I don't know. That's a great question. I don't know who should have it. I don't know if somebody should or they will or not. I want to see if that's another thing. Little things like that, How are they going to do that? It's just crazy. Q&A, Janet. Where'd you go? Oh, some people just jumped there. Brian, second time jump confirmed. If so, how much of a time skip? Well, the first time jump is 18 months. That'll be in the first episode. And then the rumor is 5 to 6 years. But based on Matt Lintz being the new Henry, and he's 17 years old in real life, I would assume that if Henry was like 12 and the new Henry is 17, that's a 5-year time jump. I just don't know if we'll have that time jump being answered on there too. I think that we'll see some time jump, and then it could be, 3-5 years on there too. To me, it doesn't really matter that much. I think it kind of makes sense that we have a time jump, and it just makes sense for the time from there. But it's just so crazy to be time jump after time jump. And I don't like the idea when you play with time too much. If it connects on here too. So I don't know. I'm having technical difficulties here. I got 45 minutes into the hour-long chat with it going, and then hopefully we'll get it connected up. So hopefully, which we got here. So I know we lost connection, so we'll see when we get back online. But yeah, oh, there we go. Stream resuming up. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties. It usually happens at least once a stream for me for some reason, but we should be okay with it. But we got the stream back connecting. And I like the idea of there we go. Should be back, guys. So let me see what we got for questions. Who's got the orange backpack? Great question, Janet Person. I like the idea that Charlie kind of had an orange backpack. Not the orange backpack, because that's two different shows, but she had kind of an orange backpack feel. So we'll see if that happens. So I'm not sure if the orange backpack will be seen again. I know that that's probably going to come up in the first half of season 9, especially with Rick, because the last time we saw it, it was in the bird van with Rick and Michonne. And that's never a good thing when that thing shows up. And I know a lot of people don't believe in the theories and the connections and this and that, but there's definitely something to that. I think Rick's theory of, or not theory, but the orange backpack connects with Rick and Carl. And I don't think Michonne will ever die, but she was involved with them and the hitchhiker picking it up. And we're losing both. We lost 2 of the 3 main characters, so it's just kind of funny to think that that's a thing. So, Eric, what is coolest, Rick Gunn or Lucille? I'm not a big fan of Lucille, actually. I like the idea of it, but a wooden baseball bat is not that smart to have a weapon in a zombie apocalypse. And if you know my book series, I kind of touch on that a little bit. And it's just pretty funny to think like a wooden bat with barbed wire used repeatedly would break on the zombie heads, on the people that it's used on whatever he's smacking with, the table. If he's had it for years, which Negan's been in the zombie apocalypse for years, it's just ridiculous to think that the bat would not break by now. But I don't know. I just kind of wish they did certain things. I was talking with somebody on there too. Like season 8, the premiere was pretty stupid when Rick couldn't shoot Negan. And I think Negan should have got wounded. And Simon should have took over. And Simon could have been fighting the war on there too. And it could have just been smoother with it. Just would have been smart. We could have seen Negan being needed to run the Saviors smoother. And it's just funny to think that the Saviors are really ruining the show. And it's just not good to have the direction of it ruining the show. And do I dislike Negan, Eric? Not really. I like Jeffrey Dean Morgan. I like the idea of Negan, the portrayal of him and the Saviors. They've just given the Saviors and Negan so much power. So much there too. It just feel like Negan and the Saviors, the only reason Rick won the war is because Negan killed Simon. Negan's people killed Gary and a bunch of those people. Eugene, from the inside, sabotaged the guns that they were going to use to clearly wipe out Rick's group. So Rick and his group had no chance against the Saviors, and I don't want to see that. I want to see Daryl blow up the Saviors with the rocket launcher and do something else heroic to take out more Saviors. And I want Rick's decision to make sense and to be something epic, to be really big time. And it never happened. Negan basically did everything to win the war, and it just wasn't done. It wasn't won by Rick. It was won by other people in there too. And you have to have your hero and your main character do some big epic things. And he did epic things and big things at different points, just not really in the war there too. So exactly, Big Sexy. Lucille was burnt, set on fire, smashed on tables, hit on things, and just yeah, it would be splintering, it would be broken down. And it would be really great if Rick picked up Lucille and broke Lucille on his leg like a baseball player who struck out or had a bad call against him was just like boom and just broke the handle of the bat on his thigh and be like, I hate this damn thing, and burnt Lucille or something, and be like, here's your girl, Negan, and throw it to him. Yeah, disco bat. Yeah, it was pretty funny to think of all the little inside jokes that they've done and little stuff like that with, Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Norman Reedus and Andrew Lincoln. And it's got to suck for Norman Reedus because Norman Reedus with Andrew Lincoln every day, they were really brothers, man. They had a bromance. They did a lot of big things together. Their, prank wars and all this fun stuff and everything. It was just cool to see them together. And now that's going to be gone and it's going to suck. So Floss Boss, great name. Why would they kill Jesus off? I don't know. We'll have to see if it makes sense. Why would they do that? Well, the Whisperers are involved, is what they're saying. Is he protecting someone? Maybe it's in the same, well, no, because Aaron supposedly loses his hand or his arm in episode 4 or 5, and Jesus supposedly dies in 8 or 9. Maybe Aaron is saved by Jesus. That's where I was going with that. I think that the Whisperers come around, they want to attack Aaron and whoever else is out, wherever they're out and about. And maybe Aaron wants to do things. If he loses his arm, he's still like, I can do stuff. And he goes out and Jesus goes to protect him and help him. And he gets caught up in the crossfire or the actual event. And he actually gets killed but saves Aaron. If you're a character that dies but saves someone, that's an epic worthwhile death. And it makes sense. I could see something like that happen. You have to have something for his reason on there too. They're trying to make this into the Norman and Jeffrey show. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. The Daryl and Negan show. Speaking of that, next Saturday is an evening with Norman and Jeffrey. Is that funny that they have that same exact Walker Stalker Fan Fest panel? It's probably about an hour long. You can actually get tickets now for $40. Before, it was like, I don't know, $400 and some dollars. And then you can, for the ticket and the panel and the autograph and the picture. And now you could just do no autographs, just get a picture in the panel. And then now you could just do where you attend the panel for $40 a ticket. Very expensive. But I think that people will go there. They will see it. You can get them, and it's probably going to be a smaller crowd. I just hope they have another panel for Walker Stalker Atlanta in, at the end of October. And I would love for it to be Andrew Lincoln, but I doubt it. If he's done with the show, he's definitely not coming to Georgia for that. Or maybe he'll be filming at that time. We'll just have to wait and see. Yeah, Paul, Jesus will die for Gimple's sins. Yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of weird talking about Jesus dying, and I know it's the Walking Dead character, but it's just, excuse me, different. So, where's Walker Eric? Big Sexy, great question. I don't know. Hopefully that comes around. That could be why Aaron loses his hand. Aaron goes and he's fighting the walkers off that are with the Whispers or something, or maybe he sees Walker Eric and he gets distracted and he breaks down and he starts crying and he gets upset. And then a walker bites his hand, bites his arm, or someone chops his hand off, or a Whisperer cuts his arm off or something. That could definitely happen, how he loses it. Walker Eric could be the connection with Aaron losing his hand or arm or whatever, and or Jesus dying. Because Jesus could protect Aaron or try to protect him or something. I think that makes sense. Do you think if the Saviors and the Survivors be more evenly matched, that All Out War would be so much more of a bore? I don't know. I would want to see some things. Like, I think The Walking Dead struggles with that writing, struggles with action sequences and stuff like that for things like that. If it's not Daryl doing some big heroic epic thing, they don't know how to do it. They don't know what to do with it. I just don't see it as well. Brian, do you think the message on the wall was written by one of the Saviors, or did Daryl do it to convince Rick that they shouldn't be trusted? That's a great question. I'm guessing you're asking about the Saviors. We are still Negan. I think that it was Justin, Zach McGowan's character, or a Rot or something like that too, that says that we're still Negan and we're not going by it. I think it's that. And I think that pisses Daryl off and shows him to do that too. Brian, they introduced in the new Telltale Walking Dead season a character with a walker killer pet dog, and it's looking pretty rad. It's good they're adding this to the show too if it's for Daryl. I hope so. We do need the pets. I need Daryl to have a dog. I know Norman Reedus wanted to have a dog for a while. I would like him to have that for just something different on there too. You know, like I think a dog is a necessity in a zombie apocalypse. And if you read my book series, you'll know that there is dogs, plural, in the zombie apocalypse. Hopefully you're definitely checking out. And it's doing pretty well. And hopefully you guys will be involved with that, or you want to be really on there too, on just continuing that series on there too. Let's see what you got on there. Do you think this is going to happen? I don't know what you're saying there. I think walkers are going to bite Rick on the side when he's going to hide for him. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. I think he gets stabbed. Actually, I think Rick gets stabbed for that too, guys. So I'm going to go for another couple minutes. I'll go till, an hour. So I got, coming up on 3 minutes left. So I'll answer your questions for it too. So will there be a backstory episode for Negan this season? I don't know. They got into that a little bit more. They already talked about it. Maybe they'll talk a little bit more about it. But with Negan and Rick, I think that would happen maybe in their speech to each other, or their dialogue with each other in the jail cell. So that'd be pretty cool. Would you like a Dwight spinoff show? Not really. I wouldn't want to see other spinoffs or spinoff and spinoff. I would love to have seen prequel stuff to see the Hilltop and stuff for that. But I'm not sure. So Silver, I'm sorry, but KSI or Logan Paul, I don't know what that means. So probably neither, I guess. I don't know. Just came here as he's going to die. Yeah, that's the words there. Aisha Haig, I don't know how to say your name. The word is that. If you definitely want to find out more about spoilers, potential spoilers this season, you can find out in our video about with the thumbnail with that and say, is it true on there? I think that makes sense. But I don't know. I don't know if I'd want to watch the Negan spinoff, a full spinoff. But if they do things correctly, I would want a spinoff that's connected to the winter. That's what I want. Give me a spinoff where you're seeing snow and rain and freezing and ice and winter and frozen walkers and stuff like that. I would want to see that spinoff. So the Frozen Walking Dead, or the Frozen Tundra Walking Dead, or something. I don't know whatever you want to call it, but I would want to see a different time, and they don't have to film in the heat. They can film in the winter, and they can do stuff there too. And I love when Robert Kirkman's like, it's not feasible to film in the summer or film in the winter. Well, why not? So movies don't film there? They don't do anything at all? They don't film at all in the snow and the winter aspects? You're telling me they just don't want to do it. And oh wait, your comics barely cover it, so they don't want to cover it because it's not in the comics. So I like the idea of having snow and winter involvement, especially them being in Virginia. How about if you had a frozen Capitol building, or ice and freeze at the Washington Monument, and it's all frozen or something, and there's frozen walkers in there, and they're trying to get out, and they're like, come on, guys. That just makes sense. You can get it done. Just stop relying on the comics so much. They can get it done. They just choose not to. How do you think Alpha will die? I see it happening just like the comic connection with the Alpha and her demise on there too. So I don't know if the orange backpack is still around. I would think so. It's definitely going to creep up if we're going to lose people in the first half of season 9. If it's there, definitely look for it. That's for sure. So yeah, they have some snow in the comic, but it's a little bit. It was at the prison aspect. It was like not that much. It's a little bit of snow. It was back when Tyrese and stuff was alive. Not anything recently on there too, but I don't know what they want to do with it on there too, guys. So there you go, guys. That's my hour of my Walking Dead PT channel live stream. I'm glad I got it worked out where I can still live stream on this channel. I still have a problem with stuff going on YouTube, but it's all good. Check out my book series, guys. Fight for Us. It's on Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com. I appreciate you guys taking the time this Sunday, August 19th. I will be back next Sunday as well. I'm wrapping up the edit for book 8. Some big stuff is happening in that book as we speak. I've already got 4 chapters edited, and I'm getting on the chapter 5 for that too. So hopefully you can check out the book series, guys. I'm working on some more and more things for it. I'm definitely want big things to come from it. Book series, possible pilot on there too. I'm going to be writing stuff there. Just got to get it to the right people. So if you know anybody, let me know. Send them my way. Maybe we can get Fight For Us made into a TV show. That would be awesome. So there you go, guys. Thank you guys for joining me this Sunday, August 19th. Check out our other videos. I'll be watching Fear the Walking Dead tonight and getting the codes for TWD rewards. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and of course the different communities on Facebook. And remember, guys, with hard work, dedication, belief, and sacrifice, you can achieve your goals. Remember, guys, believe in yourself. You can do it. Thanks, guys.